We're here, very first time. My man Dion, we've done one podcast together. I think that was about 5, 6 years ago. That was before I was a father. That was before the Dreamers have taken over the Midwest region. That
Facts,
was
facts, facts.
before you met. I think that was before you met Obama. Before you've been
Yep.
all over the world doing all this stuff. Before Ellen. I think that
Yes,
was
sir.
actually that was like I think that might have been like a year right before Ellen.
Yep.
Actually, that was honestly, you know what's funny? That was still in the period when, like, literally, like, I mean, obviously, with running your charity, you accept every dollar that is given, even if it's a dollar, because it helps to, propel the dream forward and help with food insecurity and stuff. But I remember back then when he was like, man, you give me $5, like, we just trying to keep the fridge stocked with food and
Same
water.
thing.
So
I'm still there.
yeah,
I'm
no,
still
I
there.
know
Same
exactly. That's what
old.
I
Yep.
said. So I'm not saying to diminish it. I'm just saying, like, a lot has happened since we had those conversations. And I used to have a podcast called The Perfect Journey, which is TPJ stands for my name. I'm Thomas TPJ Price. I do sports media, media as well. I've managed a bunch of influencers and stuff like that. But that specific podcast, I used to ask people to pick out a word, and then we would just kind of talk based upon kind of that word. And I actually forgot the word that we picked there, but we really kind of just got into the genesis of, like, who you are, because there was a lot of things that, like, although I've known you for 20 years or at this point, I didn't know all the ins and outs of your life, and kind of like the early years, kind of we more so reconnected after you got back and kind of you got back into civilian life. So it's super dope to be here and to be able to have these conversations. We're gonna have some general talk about what's going on in life, culture stuff. Obviously, I want Dion to drop some gems. And we're gonna have a good time, man. So Chief Dreamer, welcome to people. Talk
What's up?
to
What's
us.
up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chief Dreamer Show. Just place to come and kind of talk about life and chill and vibe and feel good because it's so much stuff to make us not feel good. You know what I mean? So no, I'm here. Here with my guy Thomas. Have some fun talking about a few things. We're gonna keep it moving. Get in and out. Be a little part of your life. So hopefully, you can share, you can subscribe, you can comment, you can be a part of kind of what we're doing. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty dope individual. What did
You're a
Big
pretty
Sean
chill
Daddy?
guy.
Yeah, yeah. What did Big Sean Daddy say? He was like, man, because I'm a bad motherfucker, man. And I'm serious about my shit.
Yeah, no, you
Nah,
definitely
man,
are.
but that's dope,
You
man.
definitely are. So
But
talk to me,
that's
man.
dope,
What's
man.
been going on with you for the last week? What's new in your world? What's something you are excited about that happened this week that you can talk to us about, even if it's a small victory.
Well, no, I think the one of the things that kind of stood out for me is always kind of remembering to pull up on your people. You know what I mean? I think that in a world that's super digital, in a world that's super disconnected, and in a world that's has a lot going on, it's extremely important sometimes to just pull up on your people. So this week I was able to pull up on one of my Jackie Hoffman. He's running his org out on the west side of
Yeah, shout out
Chicago.
to Jackie.
Shout out, yep, shout out Peace runner 773. And I was able to just kind of pull up on him. You know what I mean? I had Bryson with me. It was after school, but pulled up on him. He was speaking about health equity at this space, and it just felt real good. Me and him be moving a lot, and it felt real good just kind of just being the same space. Look at him speaking and his growth, and it just kind of reminded me, man, like no matter where you at in life, you know what I mean, no matter whether it's family, friend, professional relationship, sometimes you got to pull up. Sometimes you got to feel that energy. Sometimes you got to get the blood flowing. Sometimes you gotta, what I'm saying, pop out and show them. You know what I'm saying? And so I always pride myself on showing up for my people. But a lot of time with a lot of travel and a lot of different stuff going on with the org, you know what I mean? It just kind of felt good to really like pop back out though.
Yeah, it's always good to, especially seeing people that you got that rapport with. Like, I I wasn't that cool with Jackie when we was in high school. Not saying that like it was no beef, and I'm just saying like everybody dynamics and friendships is different. But Jackie was
Dog,
always
it was a
a
thousand
fun
people in
loving
our
guy.
freshman class. It was a
Yeah, it
thousand people.
was,
So
which is nuts, which is absolutely nuts.
yeah,
Which is
yeah.
literally, I think it was 483 in my graduating class, and I'm letter P. You know how long I had to wait for them to
Oh
call
my
my
lord.
name? Oh my God,
Yeah.
it was, yeah, but shout out to Curie. We both went to Curie. Marie Curie
Absolutely.
Sklodowska. She was
Skladowska.
she was a scientist, I think, that like discovered
Yep.
uranium or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So we both, we went to that school, Curie. We had a lot of fun at Curie. Curie was a time. Like I
Yeah.
don't look back at high school, and I'm not. I put it this way. Like I remember when I remember when I first moved to LA, and everybody would be hitting me up like, "Man, you coming to the reunion eventually?" I'm like, "Man, I don't give a fuck about. Excuse my language. I don't give a fuck about going to that reunion, bro.
Right.
I'm not a very nostalgic person when it comes to like being like, man, I did it in high school. Man, that was great when I did it. Like I personally, the things that have happened to me, they definitely stay with me. But like life events, I don't really sit and dwell on like my victories. Like I still feel like my best wins are always ahead of me. Like I'm my harshest critic. But I
No,
look back at
absolutely.
high school a lot, and I'm like, we did still have a lot of fun, even though that school was very, very wild at times.
I mean, bro, listen. I was homeless in high school. So for me, I picked a school that did not have a uniform as a homeless guy. That had to
Yeah.
be the worst decision I could have. And then not only that, let me explain something to everybody out there. Okay. Not only am I a South Sider, where I pick a school where it's primarily West Side people going to. I'm homeless, and I decided to pick a school where there's no uniform, where everybody fly. You feel me? Where like people get Jordans and all that, and man, I'm fighting for my life. And so like I look back and I just remember I'm thankful, but I remember just being lost. You know what I mean? And it's so funny you say that because I see a lot of I see a lot of similarities in the feeling that I had in high school and the feeling that the general public has now. It was just like on autopilot, and it wasn't really the script. It was like just kind of going through the motions and things like that. And I feel like Mario Kart, and I'd have hit the stop. Like I feel like I'm locked in.
Oh
So
no, you've
you know
been
what I
you've
mean?
been for about for about what 8 years now.
Man, listen, man, listen.
It's a marathon
It,
though.
and it's about manifestation, brother. Like I think a lot of this, to everybody out there, I think the biggest thing is understanding like you got to control what you think is possible. I just really believe that anything out there is possible. So I prep for it. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, you know what I mean? Like you got to convince me not to do it. Not to do it. You have to convince me not to do it. I really believe anything is possible. And so every day I wake up, it's like, nah, I believe that Mario Star is real. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, and a lot of people don't because I've been there. I've had my bottom too, but like facts, man. Like man, like I feel locked in. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You remember
No,
that face Michael Phelps was making when he was locking in, listening to Future at the Olympics? That's how I'm just like,
Mike was he was thinking about swimming. Mike was off that. Mike
he
was
was off the,
vibing though.
hey, he was off the
He was on a
Yerkes.
whole nother vibe though.
Hey, he was listening
Mike
to Prime Future at the Olympics. That is dangerous. Okay,
after taking a little trip outside before the meet to get a little
man,
stress relief. Shout out to
that
Michael
man.
Phelps. Michael Phelps, if Mike,
The man said I was listening to stick talk. Do you understand? Do you
that is
understand what that
hilarious.
means? When
Yeah,
as a Caucasian man, the
yeah.
best one of the best swimmers in history, and he got just a nasty just mug. And they say, "What you listening to?" Man could have said anything. The man said, "I'm listening to Future Stick Talk." I said, "Oh,
No, Michael Phelps a
oh,
real one. It's
oh
funny,
my
like hearing. Have you ever heard him talk about like his diet? and
No,
how much he had to consume and all that stuff.
no.
Like because them swimmers, they burn a lot of calories. So
Yeah,
he was consuming like 6,000 calories a day. Like he would eat a
that's
full
crazy.
like 12-inch Subway sandwich in a little sitting and like still be hungry because he was swimming so much. So it is crazy like that level of discipline. Kind of to see that and then, but also like you said, like just that little bit of departure of that little culture
Yep.
hanging in there. But especially,
Yeah.
what I mean, I'm about to fuck this cash up. He like he probably literally about to hop in the water. Like
And
it's
going
over.
crazy.
It's over.
And you want me to tell you the best part about that too? People really underestimate the last song you hear before you get out the car. That
Oh
is
yeah.
like the pace setter. So imagine like they
Oh
save
yeah.
a whole hood going crazy, crazy, like right before you just
Boom.
Ooh, shout out Future.
No, for real.
Shout out
Shout out to
Future.
him. But
Shout out, yeah.
yeah, actually, you know what? Speaking of that, I want to talk to you about something because you're the perfect person to talk about. Now we gonna get into some
Let's go.
controversy because I know you're gonna say
Let's
something that's gonna make some people mad. All right, so
yeah,
obviously with Nick Cannon and
yeah,
a lot of these rappers like Future, I think Future got like 8 kids. Tyreek
yeah.
Hill has I think
13?
13 and
Crazy.
and 5 in the last year by 5 different women.
Yes.
And he just posted a TikTok the other day with one of his girlfriends saying that he was planning on another one. Which, by the way, I did not know, but there is a law that states, I guess, after 14 children, you don't have to pay child support. So I don't care what they saying. They ducking the system. I see you. But my question for you
Yeah, talk to
specifically
me.
is,
Talk to me.
what do you, because I've listened to a lot of podcasts, obviously, because I'm a
Yeah.
podcaster and music for me, especially when I'm in a car, like I have to be in the right mood. Like I'm the type of person
Yeah.
where if I get in the car and I always have AM radio on, I never really have like music playing. When I get in the car,
Yep.
if it's an AM radio story that's on that I really want to hear or a report, I'll sit and listen to that, during my drive versus
Yeah.
playing, some music. But the hot topic of a lot of these podcasts lately have been in regards to if they believe that you can be a good father having fathered all of those children by so many women. And I feel like,
Right.
culturally, especially in hip hop culture, I mean, honestly, even in most American culture, like having a lot of women being a playboy. I mean, we even see it from, guys that are in the media now, whether it be the Trumps or
Yeah.
whatever. Like they made their name as being, kind of those figures that were on the scene with a bunch of ladies, all the other kind of
Right.
stuff. What do you feel about kind of that aspect of, kind of seeing this celebrity trend of these guys having tons and tons of children, even while they have lifestyles that might not necessarily be accustomed or built to always be there? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think what I always like to do is I always like to make sure I focus on the question because a lot of times we get the tangent outside of answering the question.
Yeah.
And so, you said, do you feel like that they could be, that person can be a good father? And I will always say yes. I think there is a capacity for good. I think that there's a certain sliding scale when it comes to good and a certain need of a definition for what is good, um, and what those norms are. You know what I mean? And so for me, what I've noticed, and you can attest this too, um, there's very little insight given when it comes to what those fathers' norms are as a father. And so I don't have a lot to go on. So I don't really go all the way in. You know what I mean? I think that, what I will say is there is difficulty when you are a working professional at the highest level of your career. I mean, of your trade or whatever your industry is, and it takes a lot from you. And so you're already, guaranteed a certain amount of because you're a multimillionaire football player, there's a guaranteed certain amount of games, certain amount of practice, certain amount of study, certain amount of media availability, all of that built within your contract. And so if we're just looking at the numbers part of it, now you're talking about after let's just be real. We're sleeping, of the the 24 hours, let's just say, even if you get 6, we're not going to say 8, we'll say 6. There's 18 hours left, right? Let's say, a normal work day, even though you're a footballer, a normal work day, let's say 7 hours or something like that. You know what I mean? So you're left with, about 11. Now you're talking about your time being splintered to make sure that not only do you care for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, but specifically X amount of children. And I think that, when you look at the data, it talks about the amount of time spent it
I'm
equates
sorry, that's
to
one of the funniest things I've ever heard you say. When you look at the
what?
data.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You got it. Because listen, man, it's data on it, baby. Okay. You gotta look at the numbers. You know what I
I'm
mean?
sorry, you got mad CNN on me real quick,
I
real
had
quick.
to. I
When you
had
take a look
to,
at the
man.
numbers in this
When
region,
when
the
when when
demographics say,
when we look at the numbers and we roll down the schematics, but no, seriously, when you look at the numbers and you see that there's a direct correlation between time spent with parents, against overall performance, you know what I mean, and mental health and emotional health. And I just think that, it will be extremely difficult the more lives you bring into this world with splintering yourself and making sure that you can have a good understanding of how successfully you're transferring those values that you hold dear into that person. And I just feel that at some point, there's the emotional side of the argument, and then there's also the factual side. You know what I mean? And I just think that I'll try to balance it out. And I just think that after a certain amount, you know what I mean, it starts to weigh on you. You know what I mean? And even if you look at now, back when Nick Cannon first started, you know what I mean? There was very yeah, we first started because he at this point he about on season 15. Shout out to Nick though, no disrespect, brother.
no,
But
Nick
when
is
you
a
think,
legend. I've I've
man,
I've I've been a Nick Cannon fan since I was a kid,
man,
so I say none of this as in
no,
disrespect.
of course,
He
exactly.
know
But
it's funny.
yeah, and when you look
He
at
know he
it,
crazy.
when you start interviewing a lot of the moms now, some of them have feelings about moments that have been missed. You know what I mean? And I just think that ultimately, I lean back on the experience of the child, not the parent. You know what I mean? And if we could talk to the child, do they wish they could see their dad more? Do they wish that there was a stronger connection, even if you understand, like he's the dad is well intentioned, everything, it's like there's still a splintering of oneself to try to meet all of these needs. You know what I mean? It's just like in business. You know what I mean? Like the main thing is the main thing, and the more things that are there, it will take part of your bandwidth. It's just it's factual. And so, for me, I wouldn't do it, but the old saying. I tell people all the time, I'm not offended, because if it don't apply, you let it fly. And I just feel like for me, it don't apply. You know what I'm saying? And also,
Till you
I'm
hit
cool with
that
being,
B,
man,
till you
listen,
hit that
listen.
billion.
But again, there is also, I'm directly connected to community and like also the heartbeat of so many other people, that I also know the good I can do without having more children. You know what I mean? There's so many people that can be cared for, and there's so many systems that can be set up. And I'm not, listen, just as much as I love Bryson. I love the idea of, if he got a friend that can't afford it and I can, man, friend, come along. You know what I mean? That's the thing about, man. I'll be a godparent. Hey, well, do not come to me with a lot of god kids, y'all. Don't take this as a hey, come to Dion, because we go do an application, because I ain't saying
You
yes to
just
everybody.
said you. I mean, you just said it in front of God.
But what I'm also
Hey,
saying is
look,
is
look. People listening, it's like we got him.
oh, you're like,
We
oh,
fucking
got
got
him.
him. We
But
got
I
him.
think also, for me, I just try to make sure, like, hey, listen, don't bite off more than I can chew. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all. If you bite it off, you gotta be able to make sure you can chew it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, I don't really judge them guys because I don't know what type of arrangement they have with the women that they with,
Exactly. Exactly.
and although I think it's ridiculous and extreme because of just I don't know, bro. Like one is hard enough.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
one is hard enough, and the level of patience, especially in today's day and age where the social norms for kids is not the same. One is hard enough. So
Man,
you multiply that by 15, that is
15,
just
bro.
it, it
15.
it sounds absolutely bonkers. But also at the same time, I don't know the relationship or the nature of the relationship that they have with the women that they're
Right.
with. They might just really have a financial arrangement. Like I know a lot of women that want children but don't want to have to be involved with the man that they have to hold precious and feel like they gonna do them wrong emotionally.
Yeah.
So I mean, he rich. He probably gonna die rich. I mean, he owns a lot of stuff. He's created a lot of stuff. I mean, you know what I mean. So I think the good part, at least for people like a Nick Cannon, is that you would hope that he would be financially stable. With guys
Right.
like Tyreek, I worry a little bit more just because you hear about these football players blowing through 200-300 million within like five and
Yeah.
I know the statistics and the numbers behind that, and a lot of those guys' lifestyles are just out of control. And the problem is like when they retire, they keep living that way, and so
Absolutely.
like the downward, like the deceleration of when they know it's coming to an end, it don't end that way because it's hard
But
to
but
tell
but
people
I,
like I can't do the same thing I was doing when I was going crazy. So they just keep living life and living life and living life, and then in a few years is gone. It's not taken care of. So that be really the only thing for me is like, all right, what's gonna happen, 10, 20 years down the line, like when you no longer are as capable as you are with certain guys like that. But also got a lot of friends who got like 8, 9 siblings and they say their dad was the greatest dad in the world. So it's not for me to say. Like I especially, you know
exactly.
what I mean? So it's
Exactly. And I think what I've done also is, what I will hope that, a lot of them do is don't get too high when it comes to the spending and the lifestyle. Because I think what I always ask myself is like, okay, what does it take to really be happy? You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't take because a million on my neck to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And so it's also asking yourself these things so that once you get to that point and you're no longer playing, you don't feel the need to put 7 figures around your neck, which is crazy. When the Sheen and Fashion Nova app got nice necklaces for $7. Okay, shout out Sheen and Fashion Nova. Come holler at me and Thomas. Okay, we love to
oh
throw the
yeah,
ad right in front.
I would
Okay,
love it. Oh yeah,
we
send
we
me some
throw the ad,
clothes.
throw alley oop, hit them with the okay. All right.
I am the king of $8 shirts. This shirt I got
Eh,
on right now costs $8. And I got
19, okay.
exactly.
Seven,
It
okay.
hey, the man don't make that. I mean, the outfit don't make the man. The man make the outfit. All right.
Let's what Gucci say? You like, man, if you don't got sauce, you lost. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
that's it.
this might date this episode a little bit, but culture check. I personally think that he's owed this respect, so I'm gonna give him this respect. I want to give a special, shout out and my sincerest condolences to the legend George Foreman.
Absolutely,
I've made many a
absolutely,
burgers on the grill,
absolutely.
but
Worst
also
worst grill I've ever grilled on. Made no sense.
I
Made no
mean,
sense.
it worked if you was trying to
Now,
trim fat. You know
I
what I
mean, but
mean?
one setting. Okay,
I had
the
one in my
plate.
bedroom though. I ain't gonna lie. As a kid, my be
No, no,
sneaking in there
no.
making cheeseburgers in the room. My mom mad as hell.
Hear
Come
me out.
downstairs. Why I smell like beef in your room? I'm sorry, mama.
I get it, but we also got to talk about the man did historic numbers. Okay,
Oh
some
yeah,
of the configurations was crazy, but you know what? First of all, shout out, George Foreman. Not only the man, the activist, the father, the husband, the boxer,
the preacher.
the preacher, the businessman, multi hyphenate. You know what I mean? Renaissance man, I love it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like some people don't even know he was a boxer. Some people don't even know who he is. They don't even know that he was connected
They just
to
know
the,
his
you know what
name.
I'm saying, to the Foreman Grill. So hey, shout out, man. Shout out.
Yeah, yeah, and not only that, we talk a lot in the media, especially me, because do sports media specifically around the NBA most for the most part. But everybody love to talk about LeBron's longevity and how long he been doing his thing. But George Foreman is one of those guys that defied age. He came
Yeah.
back in his mid 40s,
Yep.
and He won the heavyweight championship and beat a 26-year-old, knocked him out with a clean straight right hand,
Yep.
and became the champion again. And the first thing he did afterwards was get on his knees and he prayed and he thanked God.
Yep.
Literally, like he didn't go and get on the top rope, which is normally what they usually do, or flip or whatever, run around, none of that. He literally walked to the corner, got on his knees, prayed, thanked God. And his movie, actually, his biography actually dropped, in 2024. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's a great movie. He definitely was a complicated man, but in terms of just being a guy, to help actually, even with sports media culture, even the braggadocious nature of a lot of these athletes, like the reason why Ali Foreman worked so well was because George was a man of principle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And but he also wasn't, scared to speak his mind and be, boisterous at times. Like Ali and Liston was great because Ali could continuously get underneath Sonny Liston's, kind of get under his skin with his antics. George Foreman was about business. Like,
About
in
that
that he was
action.
about that life, but he also didn't let the conversation surrounding Ali intimidate him. And he always stood up for for black people, and he was a good man of faith and in the community. So I just felt like that was really worth it because I was like thinking like, man, what culturally relevant really happened this week? And I thought that happened. I got a question for you. Actually, I want to get a
Talk to
laugh. You play that new Playboy Cardi album at all?
Yes.
You did. I'm actually
Yes.
surprised.
Yeah.
Did you like any of the songs? I'm actually here imagining you going around
Yeah.
your house playing Crank or Mojo Jojo. That got me. Hey man, I need the tears to
Listen.
start coming out. That is hilarious.
Listen. I don't understand. You know what I mean? But also, I'm so chill with, like, if it ain't for me, you feel me, then it ain't no big deal. Because I still want to find that pocket because I don't care what nobody say. Nobody will offend me on the microphone more than Silk the Shocker. I'm sorry. That is like that, like he will
No, Ron
forever.
Browns. Ron
No,
Browns.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
we
Listen
pop
to me.
champagne.
Listen to me. Ron Browns was on beat. Okay? Silk the Shocker was just talking with commas after every 8 words. I don't know what. Like listen to me. I will take it there. So no, like I played it. A lot of it wasn't for me. And then but he still had a couple features on there where, like, people was walking. You know what I mean? So it's like I gotta listen to, some befuddlement before I get to a decent verse, you know what I mean? And then move on. But I've never said I need 30 Playboy Cardi songs. I've never said, oh my God, flood the system. You know what I mean? I've never said that. But it was cool though. You know what I mean? And I think, like, I'm just now, the mysterious vibe stuff. We passed that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, like, that whole, you know what I mean?
He's a
Because once you
vampire,
real,
man.
yeah, like it's okay, okay. Let's, you know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? Like, and then no, it's so self-serving. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay.
Have you ever heard his song Vamp Anthem?
No, I don't want to hear
When we get off this, please just go
it.
play.
I'm not.
Just go play Vamp Anthem. Just listen to the first 15 seconds. You are gonna die laughing when the beat drop. It sounds like some Count Chocula, Nosferatu type of shit.
I don't even
And the whole hook, he just screaming Vamp Anthem. Vamp Anthem. Vamp Anthem. Vamp. Vamp.
All right. You know what? Let's
Shout out Cardi though. I personally enjoyed his last album, Whole Lotta Red. This new one is look, I get it. He's making heavy metal rap. It's not my thing. I'm not really the mosh pit type of guy. I'm
Right.
old now. My knees hurt. Like
Shout-
all the
look,
time. I'm
shout
not
out-
about to be in there jumping like one of the songs. I'm jumping off drugs. I'm not about to be in no
Man.
party jumping off drugs. Listening to Cardi respectfully. I
Well, what he
might put
say?
one in the air, but gee.
Listen, when it comes to shout out my nigga Gucci, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. Hey, listen, the man. Hey, you number one. Hey, we can't say nothing, okay? And listen, after the Drake lawsuit, they watching streamers, so I'm chilling, okay?
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
they named
Streamers is the
everybody.
new rappers, by the way. They really are the
Facts.
new rappers.
Getting
Paid.
getting to it.
Get into it. Which I give him credit because honestly, I've been live streaming on the internet since 2008 to was 2007 since Ustream days. I used to have the TPJ show come on at night. People call in. I'd be prank calling people. People from high school used to love that shit. Like when I was in college, I swear when I was in college, literally I would be on Ustream, be like 100 people watching me, and I would just be
Oh, that's fire.
they would be dropping people's numbers and stuff in the chat, and I would be prank calling people like crazy. I deleted all that stuff off the internet though. You can't find none of it on the internet. The language I was using, they would have canceled me about 80 times by now.
I don't know. We might have to revisit that prank calling days though. We might have to do
bro,
a special episode where we
bro.
get it back in blood. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. If you call my phone and I don't know your number, I don't answer. So I just want all y'all to
Exactly.
know
But listen,
you got
but if we
spam
get
calls to thank for me not answering any of y'all
no,
calls no more.
listen. It's still some people we can get through to. I
Oh
promise you.
yeah.
And,
Oh
and,
well, I
and
know
once
it is.
once we get through, it's over. Just pure havoc. Pure
Yeah,
havoc.
they gonna hear your voice like Dion. If you don't get your ass off my phone.
They were like, Dion, come on, man. It's the fourth time this week, man. God damn, I'm sleepy. Okay.
That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. One other culture check thing I want to talk to you about. What's been your favorite album over the past, I'd say, 6 months? Like what are you listening to? Obviously, you got the nice Apple joints. What are
Ugh.
you listening to on a daily? People are like, man, I wonder what Dion be playing. What do you listen to?
I mean, listen, play Black, listen to, Rod Wave. Um, Not gonna lie, I really enjoy Kendrick's GNX. I just, man,
Oh, that's great.
sonically, just it's funny because like that track list and like just like it has everything, and it's so funny because like he pulled a Drake on Drake. You know what I mean? When it's like so,
Man,
just really
nothing but
like give
hits.
man, no, but not just hits, but like just really showing the range. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I would say GNX, the Roddy Rich singles that dropped. What else? What else? What else? I don't know, man. But then I could go, randomly to Sam Cooke. I could go to, I really love, 90s R&B. You know what I mean? So no, that like that's the thing, like you said, you gotta be feeling it. So like when I'm turned, and not to mention, me, I'll be turned with no music. So, when I'm listening to music, I'm chilling, R&B depth, you know what I mean? Going listen to Destiny's Child or something like that because people be forgetting that Destiny's Child run. I don't know why they playing like
Hmm.
Say My Name, crazy, next level. Like Dark Child, nah. I'll be in the concert, boy. I'll be in there lit.
Bro, I got
Seriously,
little tears in my eyes, bro. What's wrong with
dog.
you, bro?
Don't
And
listen, bro.
then
Don't
right now,
act.
say my name, and they crib going crazy.
Going nuts. Okay,
Bryson just looking at Bryson is
man,
his son, by the way, because I know
facts.
we didn't introduce his
Yep,
son. His
biggest
son's
op. I
name is
love him.
His son's name is Bryson. So if you ever hear him talk
Yep.
about Bryson and he disrespecting my man's, that's his son. But that's his best friend in the world. But all they do is fight.
Oh
All they
man,
do is
listen.
fight. Best friend in the world. Every time Dion called me on FaceTime, he'd be like, "What's
We
up, man?"
argue.
And then he'd be like, "Bryson, why you like? Come on, boy." I'm like, "All right."
Listen to
It's a
me.
good
If they
dad
want
though.
to,
Good dad
if
though.
they want to know me and Bryce's relationship, do you remember the cartoon on Mad TV? The black a little pointy thing and the white pointy thing. You remember where it
Yeah, I
was
think I
just
know what you're
on
talking
site and they just blowing each other up. It ain't no words, okay? No words need to be spoken. Pure demolition, okay? He keep me on my toes, man. I'm telling you, he keep me on my toes. That's why I stay in the gym because I know. Listen, I know he
Oh
gonna
yeah,
trap me.
it was called Spy versus Spy. That's what it
Spy
was on
versus spy,
my
dog,
yeah. That's what it
dog.
was on Mad
And
TV. That is about.
when I tell you, dog, it was up, not down with them. Okay, no words. They had dynamite, bombs, disguises. That's just yeah, but that's it. That's all. That's me and Bryson, bro. I promise you. While
Bro,
also playing Destiny's Child, Say My Name.
bro,
Okay.
you really got tears coming out of my eyes about that
And
Destiny's
listen,
Child.
don't make me get on bills. Okay. Bro, that beat go. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Dark Child was lacing
No, Dark
Destiny
Child was
Child.
going crazy, man.
Bro, give it up for Dark Child. Hey,
Dark
Dark
Child had a
Child.
run. Dark Child had an
Listen,
insane run.
bro. Let me explain
Like,
something
you
to
used
you,
to have just a Dark Child remix on an album. Like, you have a
bro.
whole single, and they would be
Bro,
like, "Yeah, we need bro to redo the beat too."
bro. Let me explain something to you. Shout out, and we go clip this too. Shout out to Rodney Jerkins, aka Dark Child. Okay, his run with Brandy and Destiny's Child alone, disgusting. You get my utmost respect. Talking about
No, one of the goats.
one of the architects of the late '90s, early 2000s R&B sound, going crazy, crazy.
with
Shout out Rodney.
with insane, absolutely insane bass and guitar melodies on most of his songs too.
Bruh.
That's the thing. Like, actually, did he produce Angel of Mine? Let me
Check.
see. I don't know. Let me see. Did he? Who produced that? Oh no, it was Rhett Lawrence. Okay, I was about to say
Okay.
he produced Rhett stuff. Low key, Rhett Lawrence got some shit too. He white, but he got some shit though. He did a lot of Mariah Carey stuff, and but he did a bunch of stuff. But no, shout out to Rodney Jerkins. All right, so let's get into the next segment. Now I want to learn from you, and because I learn stuff from you all the time, as we both do. You learned a lot about how
Yeah.
to set up and create a podcast in the last
Absolutely.
96 hours. He
Yeah.
was very upset when we was about to start the show. You had a headache because we was
Absolutely.
getting through all the technical stuff. But
Man.
see, we here now, smiles on our faces,
We
laid
got
back,
it.
chilling. You know what I
We
mean?
got it.
HD camera, good audio. You know what I
Good
mean?
video.
We
Looking
in here
good.
now. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Got a
Yeah.
pillow.
I'm a little ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we doing that thing.
Okay. All right.
But give me a lesson you learned this week. What'd you learn this week?
Uh, I mean, it. Of course, there's biblical elements. Where it says, so a man thinketh, so is he. But it's simple. Like, man, like you are who you think you are. And I'm just reminded that when it comes to in between the lines, and this for everybody out there. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, whatever is your thing, whether it's professionally, whether it's personally, whether you playing ball in the park or whether you in the league. You know what I mean? When it comes to in between the lines, you are whoever you think you are. If you think you're just, a role player, you're going to be a role player. If you think that you don't matter, you will not matter. And if you think you a dog, now granted, you still gotta go do dog stuff. But it all start up here. It start up here. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, and you want me to tell you where that came from this week? It came from LeVar Ball, man.
Oh
LeVar
yeah.
Ball lost a foot, man, because he ignored his diabetes. So shout out to LeVar Ball.
Shout out to the big baller.
So man, shout out to
Which
LeVar
you might
Ball.
not know this, but LeVar Ball is very much so in line with all of the passions that you have in regards to food insecurity. Like, I've actually met LeVar Ball a couple times. I've actually interviewed LeVar Ball for 5 minutes, like on camera.
Yeah,
The summer before LaMelo got drafted. And basically, what we were doing was he had given away, I think, like 32 pallets of like water
yeah,
to the Los Angeles food bank. And then they also
yeah,
had like a food drive. I believe it was like a little bit before Thanksgiving. He had like a giant food drive where they gave out a bunch of food, and then he donated a bunch of pallets to the LA Food Bank where they deal with food
yeah,
insecurity more so with the homeless than
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
so shout out to LeVar Ball. Like, he's definitely a great guy. When I saw him, he was full of energy, life. So I agree with you to see him do that and be taking pictures and laughing and smiling.
But also, yeah, he understands, and I think that's it. When it comes to, who you want to be, who you are, it all starts up here. And from there, the mind is the central system for the entire body. You know what I mean? And so you can't, say that you want to do something without thinking and believing that it can be done. And that's just it. You know what I mean? It's not complicated because it takes more discipline. It takes reinforcement. It takes reassurance. It takes repetition. And I think that is simple, but it requires you to go back and do it simply every day. And when it comes to this week, it's like, man, every day this week, man, remind yourself of who you are. Remind yourself, you know what I mean? Remind yourself that no, you are not to be played with. Remind yourself that, man, you a dog. Arr, 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 arr. Okay? Remind yourself, man, this is what it's about. And in between those lines, it's all about who own it. You know what I mean? And for me, when it comes not only to the community, but to business, when it comes to professionally, personally, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to, I have a breathing contest for this shit, man. You understand that?
But no, that's a great lesson. Like, you know, I'm waiting. I'm waiting on the I have a dream. Uh,
Stop it, man.
I have a
Nah,
dream book, or
nah, man.
or the Chief Dreamer book. That's what I'm waiting on. That you can do it.
Hey, man, it
Actually,
might
look.
be it might be
Actually, you know
something in
what
the
I'm gonna
works.
do?
You gotta chill.
We gonna take all these lessons of the week. We're gonna throw them in the chat. GPT, hey, spit this out. Write this book for Dion.
I'm not. I mean, I,
Hey, never mind. Let me stop. Let me stop. I forgot. You all over the place. We ain't gonna say nothing
I'm
about it.
just,
You know
we
what I
gotta,
mean?
you gotta.
What?
Okay.
In the words of Pops, shh, don't tell
Don't tell
nobody.
nobody. All right, man. What's your lesson of the week, bro? Talk to me.
My lesson of the week. Um. Okay, so just so you all know,
This shit gonna
Dion
be
and
like
I
fuck them
live
kids or something. Hey,
live.
why you go
No, it's
say
not.
shit?
Dion and I live very different lives. He is
Yeah,
obviously a married man living at home with his family. I am a single man with a dog. Uh, but I also live in Los Angeles, and I have a lot of friends that are DJs,
yeah,
as well as party promoters, etc. So occasionally I'll get some texts at night like, "Yo, slide through, got you, got a
yeah, yeah.
table." So my lesson of the day is for all of you people out there, when you in the club, whether you are a man, a woman, it doesn't matter. Have some confidence in yourself. Have some
Absolutely.
confidence in yourself. I gave this woman my phone. We were just engaged in conversation. She was nice. I'm like, you're very nice. She's like, oh, thank you. You're very handsome, all stuff. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate it. And we were just talking. And I was like, yo, give me your Instagram. Let's be friends. The girl opened up my phone. Look, you know how in the search you have all the icons or whatever?
Yeah,
Well, because I'm me, it's just like mad, beautiful women there. She's like, I can tell by looking at these icons that you're not attracted to me. I said, we can't be friends? She
yeah.
said, no, I can tell that I'm nowhere near as attractive as these ladies. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. And I will say this. She wasn't the most beautiful woman in the world, but she had a nice body. And I was telling my friends, having a conversation, like a slightly not the best looking woman with a great body are usually great people because they
But
got a
here,
little bit of struggle, they got some personality, and they've been through some, some real stuff, and they got a little depth to it. I was like, damn, why you just talk about yourself like that? She was like, I'm just saying. I said, you got to have some confidence, sweetheart.
but not. Listen to me. I
So
don't
that's
like.
my lesson of the week.
I don't like that at all.
Even if you think you look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, you go out there and put some shots up, okay? Flavor Flav married
Listen,
Brigitte Nelson, a 6'4" blonde, what, Russian
I
or
think.
something like that, supermodel.
Yeah, yeah.
Flavor Flav,
He looked like a old crunchy Cheeto. You know what I mean? Shout
Mark.
out Flavor Flav. But because listen, hold on, he's a great person though. But let me tell you
He
this:
is a
number
great
one,
person.
number one, put your shots up, okay? What's the gym for if you ain't go shoot in it? Number one. Number two, I listen to me. I don't like that she even looked at all the other thumbnails and profile photos. Hey, listen to me. I don't want to see none of the dudes you're talking to. And don't look, shoot the shot, okay? I'm Gilbert Arenas with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. I'm shooting from half, okay?
Or Gilbert Arenas before the games.
Ooh.
We gonna keep it PG. But I couldn't believe it. Took my phone, started typing
Yeah.
in, then literally deleted her name. I'm like, this is insane. So,
No,
ladies,
you
gentlemen,
everybody.
everybody, just have some
Bel-
confidence. Cause
Believe in
also,
yourself.
I get a lot of people's Instagram because I like to network. Like I really do like to network. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely got more followers than I have people that I'm following. But
Right.
most of the people that I follow, I've actually met in real life before. I'm not like just following 800 random people that I've
Right.
never, had an encounter with. So I just was laughing at that. I'm like, damn, we could have been networking or something like that, like whatever. But so I say all that to say, have some confidence in yourself, and just shoot. The worst, like, I personally have never felt like I was the most attractive man in the world.
You're not.
But I'm a shoot by shot.
Right. You're not even Aaron Pierre.
And shout out to my daughter. My
who-
daughter is very, very gorgeous.
No,
Extremely
of course.
gorgeous.
Exactly.
And I was so surprised when I saw her for the first time, and she looked like me. I'm like, how?
Listen. Me and Thomas both know we're like sixes. Okay, look.
You speak for yourself there. All right, I'm at least a 7.5. No.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, bro.
I'm not going to allow you to speak about us in this manner. Okay?
Why?
We are above average. A 6 is average. We are not average looking.
A 5 is average. What are we talking about?
6 is average too. It's one away from 5.
Listen to me. I'm fine because I'm 6. I'm a 6.
You call yourself a 6. That is where we depart, my friend. You will not go in front of the internet and call me and you ugly. One of us got to be ugly. We both can't be ugly.
We are 12 together.
That's hilarious. But all right, let's get up out of here because my camera is about to die. I want to call this last little tidbit, 30 seconds each, affirming your dreams. Give me a positive message as we move forward into the next week, Dion.
Man, listen, going into this next week, this is what I need you to do. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Let me look at you. Okay? You got this. Okay? Go for it. This next week, don't think about what you've been through. Don't think about what you're going to go through. Just stay present and go for it. Because that's what matters. Life is worth living. The only true destination is death. And so in this journey, I want you to get comfortable with not knowing. I want you to get comfortable with shooting that shot. I want you to get comfortable with being okay with who you are and enjoy yourself. This week, put up some numbers, okay? You got this. All right? Go ahead. Get going.
I love that.
Go ahead.
And for me, I will say this week, go outside, touch some grass, look at the sun, breathe in the air, and realize how blessed we are to still be alive. Sometimes I forget it myself a lot, and that's the one thing I do enjoy about having a dog is he forces me to go outside and take a walk. And not only has it been better for my mental and stress, but it's good to just get some fresh air. So even if you at work, whatever, take you a little 2-minute, go outside, smell the air, have a good day, enjoy yourself. Man, this has been a great first episode. My camera died, but I'm back on the webcam. It's been a great first episode. I really enjoyed this, man. This was awesome. This is the Chief Dreamer Show, hosted by Dion Dawson, featuring me. We'll get up with y'all next time, man. Peace. I can't hear you. What happened to your mic? You must have muted your mic on accident.
Is that better?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I muted it.
He did.
Episode 1, baby.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for watching, man. And as always, drop the links down below. Feel free to follow myself or Dion. We got the YouTube channel. We got the Instagram page. We got the Facebook page. Dion said he's going to flood the market with content, and we going to flood the market with content. This man told me he trying to be like Country Wayne of the pod game. I said, damn,
900 videos a month, baby. Wow. What that man Bobby say on Proud Family, bring my mama back so she can give me a snack. I remember that. Yo, that's crazy. All right, man. Well, I'll let y'all later, man. Y'all go be great.
Y'all. Peace. Have a good night, and we'll get up with y'all next week. Peace out.